Live. The current time is at 2:40 in the morning. Good morning to you on this Sunday. It is the first day of May. This is not my normal weather update. This is a live update because we've got severe thunderstorms and we've got rumbles of thunder, flashes of lightning, some heavy rain and gusty wind. So I thought I would break in here, and it's nothing like December 10th or 11th. I know it's happening during the nighttime hours while you're trying to sleep, but if your weather radio went off or your phone, then you're already kind of concerned as to what's going on. So let me just get to it and show you what's happening on radar. We do have one warning that is still ongoing, and as you can see, it's starting to fade out a little bit. I said yesterday, if you watch my updates, that there may be a couple of storms that would turn strong to severe. This is one of them. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 2:30. Actually, that one should be expired now. It's still showing up on the frame there. That took in part of Nelson, Greene, LaRue, Marion, northwestern Hart, northwestern Taylor, and southeastern Hardin counties. So that was 8 miles south of Hodgenville, moving east at 50, 60 mile per hour winds, penny size hail, but that should have been expired. Yeah, that's already expired. So it's showing that now. As that moves toward Campbellsville, there's Lebanon, Nelson County, Marion County, I should say. And then on down toward, there's Hart County. You look at the Horse Cave area, strong thunderstorms going on there, along with a lot of lightning strikes over toward Hardyville, Horse Cave, getting some of that, Cave City, and then stretches down to Park City. Glasgow just now starting to get some of that. Let me change radars here so you get all of that. Looks really pixelated. There we go. And you can see how blotchy all of this is. Now, strongest thunderstorm that I'm looking at is right over Barren River Lake. You can see it says Barren River Lake there. That is a pretty decent cell that probably has some hail in it this morning. And that's moving toward places like Etoile, Peter Creek, Bristletown, probably Roseville, Austin. So let me put that into motion. Yeah, so it's kind of moving east, northeast. Anytime we see these purples in there, that's an indication we could have some hail. But being nighttime, the melting that takes place would be limited. So, yeah, I just heard some thunder here in my home studio. But there could be some hail going on in there. So we'll have to watch that. All right. For some reason, there we go. Okay. I'm still just waking up. So when I heard the weather radio go off, some of you did as well. So if I'm a little slow here, that's why. But I've got my coffee. I made sure I made some coffee before I came out. There you see Bowling Green. We've had some shower and thunderstorm activity. Some of that heaviest stuff that's now off to the east of us in Barron County has moved east. And now we're getting another little impulse here moving right over Bowling Green. Some lightning, some brief heavy rain. This one looks a little more potent coming out of Logan County over Chandler's Chapel, getting a strong thunderstorm there, as you can see. So we'll watch that. That's moving toward Gasper River and Auburn. Looks like you're going to get another big impulse here, and so is Russellville and Logan County. Okay, the bigger picture here showing that to the west, things are pretty quiet. All of this is going to come to an end this morning, later this morning. So I think you'll be okay if you're going to church, things like that. Looks like it'll all be gone and east of us by that time. Those of you that live over toward Metcalfe County, Greene, Taylor, Adair, Russell, you could include Barron into that, Allen, Monroe, Cumberland, Clinton, and then on down into Tennessee, Sumner, Macon, Trousdale, Clay. This is all still coming your direction. So, you still have some of this to deal with in the coming hours. But once it's through, it's through. And then we'll be looking good here. There's a look at the frontal boundary that is west of the land between the lakes. And that is going to be the end. That front will signal the end of any kind of severe weather. I really don't foresee that many more warnings coming up because this took some time to get organized. I said it would be midnight, maybe after, and this is even a bit slower than what I first looked at when I was looking at some of the models around this time yesterday morning. Here's a special weather statement for parts of Muhlenberg, Christian and Todd counties. Just saying that there's strong thunderstorms now exiting those areas and moving off to the east. So that's good. There's a trough you could see right in here. Let me draw that on there. Here's the trough that is pushing through, and that is the culprit, not necessarily the front. The front's going to bring in more dry air and going to stabilize everything once it passes, but it's this little trough, this disturbance that's actually making all the noise this morning and helping set off some of these thunderstorms. So again, nothing that's really significant or bad, but I thought I would just pop on here and let you know what's going on. Few of the comments, Sarah saying they lost power in Woodburn. She says because half of the house is on and half is not. Okay. You may just want to go to the breaker box and see which breaker is kind of halfway there and halfway not, and then just flip it back and you should be okay. Lightning, Jamie's talking about lightning and rain in Glasgow. Yep, you're starting to get it now. Okay, Sarah she got her electricity back on. That's good. Rita says thanks. Yeah, there's not very many in here this morning. I'm sure somebody that's got one of our NOAA weather radios probably heard it go off, especially up in Grayson County and Hart County. And I thought, well, I'll just pop in here and just let it reassure everybody that it's not going to be anything too awfully bad. Let me see if we get any reports. The only real report that I've got from the National Weather Service chat room, which is open back here, mainly winds. Earlier with that warning in Grayson and Edmondson and Hart counties, there was indication of some winds some potentially damaging winds aloft trying to make their way to the ground. And so therefore some of the warnings were done precautionary because of that. There was a report of a 32-mile-per-hour gust in Butler County when that initial line there came through. Also a report of some half-inch hail in Edmonson County, but beyond that, I'm not hearing of any trees down. I'm not hearing of any big problems. So I think our Sunday is going to turn out to be okay once we get on into the day and get that cold front through here. So that's certainly going to be some good news. All right. I'm still hearing some rumbles of thunder here in Bowling Green. Yeah, it's starting to look like more of a heavy rain event. The strongest of the storms are going to be out here toward Glasgow in the Cave Land area, Hikesville on into eastern Barron County, Etoile, moving into 88, you go down Highway 90. The Haywood community, there's 31E. Right along 31E is looking like some very heavy rain and thunderstorms. These are a bit weaker now, moving through the Bowling Green area. And then you get this big area of rain that's back here to the west of us from Chandler's Chapel, Russellville to Auburn. If you're driving, 68, 80 into Bowling Green, you're going to run into some of that. So, pretty quiet at the moment. So the Weather Service is talking about some of these storms strong. They're just calling them strong. They're not really severe. Adair, Allen, Barron, Green, Hart, Metcalf, Taylor, and of course Warren. Any of the severe thunderstorm warnings that were in effect have now expired. So let me go over here to my list and update that. There we go. And to make that little fine-tune adjustment there. Now I'm starting to get some heavy rain. I can hear it. And you can see on the radar, there's the Bowling Green Airport. Three Springs community. I'm in the Plano area. So, I'm right here. And so, yeah, I'm starting to get some heavier rain, but I'm not seeing anything real significant. Here is the overall picture. And again, everything is going to start quieting down once we get this initial line through the area, which is certainly good news. And that trough is lining up now pretty much with Interstate 65. And once we get that little disturbance out of here, all of this will be over. So yeah, we could get maybe another severe thunderstorm warning, maybe not, because all of this is running into some drier, more stable air as you move into the Cumberland Plateau, Lake Cumberland, Dale Hollow Lake area, and further east. So as we get stable air to the west with the cold front, and you've got somewhat stable air out to the east. So you go west to east. The most disturbed weather is obviously here with that trough. As this runs into that more stable air east of us, a lot of this will start to fall apart. And then as we get into daylight hours, it's just going to either move on further. By that time, it'll be much further east of us. And then this more stable air will come in with the cold front today. And the sunshine is actually going to come back a little later today. And we're still looking at highs in the upper 70s. It's not going to cool down. This is a cold front, yes, but it's not going to cool down that much. Let me stop motion here, and I'll turn on the satellite view so you can see what that looks like. Where did it go? Oh, okay. I got you. It's still in visible mode, like during the daytime. See, here's what I'm talking about. You got all this cloud cover that you can clearly see there, the disturbance and the trough. Well, it just updated, took it away. But all of this back west of Hopkinsville, Madisonville, all of this dark area is clear sky. Everything's clearing out very nicely as that front comes through. So once we get rid of this that's over the area this morning, all these clouds and the showers and the thunderstorms, look at this picture. It looks pretty good. High pressure is building back to the west of us. And as all these showers pull off to the east or either dissipate, that's what you have behind it. Big high pressure sitting over Oklahoma. The cold front comes on through and all this is done. I mean, you should be able to even go to church this morning or whatever you're going to do, and most of the rain will be gone. Unless you live like really further east of us, then you still may have some lingering clouds and a few showers here and there. So Jamie's asking the question in the chat room this morning. Is Tuesday going to be more of an alert day? I think it's very possible. I said that even a few days ago when I was doing one of the morning updates, because it does appear that we're more likely to see a better setup than what we're seeing this morning over southern Kentucky, northern middle Tennessee, and much of the southeast. I think Monday does look a lot better or a lot worse, if you want to put it in those terms. Glass half full, half empty kind of scenario for the development of severe weather. So we'll have to watch that for sure. I think it's going to be more of a classic deep south, mid south type of spring scenario coming together. I think we'll have more moisture. The air will be a little juicier. There will be a little more dynamics into play here as far as the fronts and the lift and the instability. I think that's going to come into play. So, yeah, I would say, Monday night into Tuesday, we're going to have to watch for a real severe weather threat. This morning is not significant. So this is just briefly something that wakes you up. You hear the rain, you hear the wind, you hear the thunder, you see the lightning. Maybe your weather radio went off for a warning or whatever, but this is not anything that's going to cause tornadoes or big blow up kind of stuff here. This is all just pretty tame, borderline garden variety to severe stuff. It's on the low end. And if you were to look back at my update yesterday morning, now that it's Sunday, yesterday morning, if you'll look back at my update on the Sam channel and Facebook, you'll see I said it was going to be, if we get anything that's a warning or whatever, a strong storm, it was going to be low end threat. So this is certainly low end threat. This is not any big deal, but Tuesday could turn out to be something a little more significant. We'll see. Let's hope not. There's a good rumble of thunder at my house here at 3:01 a.m. on this May 1st. May 1st. We've made it into May. How about that? Rita, how long the storm's last in Glasgow? I'd give it another hour or two. Stacy in Campbellsville, any tornado threats? No. No, I'm not seeing anything that will indicate any kind of spin or any kind of the dynamics are just not there for anything that's going to look tornadic. So no worries here. All right. Let me see if I can get one more in here. Thunder and lightning, raining, Stacy says in Campbellsville. Yep, you're just now getting a lot of that. Columbia is going to get it next. And then eventually it's moving into Scottsville now, Edmonton, and then Tompkinsville, T-ville, you're going to get in on it, Monroe County. But again, it's getting gradually weaker as it moves off to the east. So I don't think we're going to have to deal with a whole lot in the way of severe weather from here on out, just some strong storms. Amy in Horse Cave said she had some impressive wake you up thunder, lightning, and heavy rain slowing down now. Yep. And that's going to be the case here from this point forward. So one last look at the radar there. Impressive thunderstorms, some lightning and thunder, but no more warnings. That's not to say there won't be any more warnings. But I think for the most part, this is going to be pretty much over with here very shortly. Okay, like I said, just popped in here for about 22, 23 minutes. Nothing new from the Weather Service. So I just wanted to reassure you guys that there's nothing really dangerous or nefarious going on like December 11th. This is all just rumbles of thunder in the night, general garden variety thunderstorms with, as I mentioned, one or two getting a little stronger enough to prompt a warning. But this will soon be over. Skies are clearing back to the west, and it's going to be a really nice Sunday, actually. Once we get past all this. So if you need to go back to bed, go back to bed. No weather worries here. Some folks to the east that haven't gotten the rain yet and the thunderstorms will be awakened by that. Hopefully they'll tune in and see where I went live. Normally I wouldn't go live. I would just let the EAS handle that. And if you're listening to Sam, you'd hear the bulletins and all that. But because it is the middle of the night, I know some of you are just still a bit on edge, and rightly so, from December. Then I wanted to calm your fears and let you know this is not that. This is not that. Go ahead and plan your Sunday. The sun will come out a little bit later. All this will be gone. All right. Thanks for viewing the Sam channel here on Facebook and YouTube. Sponsored by our good folks at Ace Hardware Marketplace. Ace is the place for weather radios. I've got another stop, the fourth stop for weather radio programming, and it's going to be this Friday, noon to 2 in Franklin, Kentucky. Franklin, Ace Hardware Marketplace there. It's on the outer loop. It's right there next to the IGA. So Highway 73 and the loop. So I'll be there noon to 2 this Friday. If you're in Franklin, Simpson County, if you're in even Scottsville, Allen County, if you're in Logan County, it doesn't matter. I mean, that will be a lot of people will be coming into the Franklin area for, you know, weather radios. And ACE is our partner in all of that. So we thank them. And for making these weather updates available to you. All right, you guys. I'm going to take a little break here. It's 3:05. I'm going to gather up the information, look at some of the charts, and look at some of the maps and graphics and breakdown of this is the raw data that I get every morning and look at, and then I make my notes, draw fronts, and make highlights where things are. All this is just numbers and a lot of craziness, and then I break it down and put it all together. Yeah, I do my own forecasting. I do. Now, all this stuff comes from the Weather Service, all of it. Even when you get some of these other weather services that say this is our take and this is all the raw data comes from the National Weather Service, all of it. So when they try to, grandstand and say, hey, look at us, we called something you didn't call the Weather Service, there's one guy here in Kentucky that just absolutely hates the National Weather Service, but I'm happy to say that I'm a proud partner with the National Weather Service and have been ever since I've been doing weather here in Southern Kentucky for almost 40 years. And that's where all the raw data comes from. You can try to be a big shot and say, the Weather Service ought to do this and the Weather Service ought to do that. He still gets it from the Weather Service. I just want you to know that, because there are some people that's like, hoorah, this guy, he's awesome. I'm not talking about Ryan Hall over in Eastern Kentucky, because he is awesome. But even he will admit that he gets his stuff from the National Weather Service. If it weren't for the National Weather Service, that's the one government agency I think has always done some good. But you get people that are like, I'm better than them. Well, I'm not. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just here to serve, and that's all I care about doing. But I do get the raw data from them. I'm going to look at that, put together a forecast, and really it's just my interpretation of the forecast, which is not going to be a whole lot different from the Weather Service. I'll just tell you. I'll tell you stuff straight up, because I don't believe in grandstanding or posing or any of these games that go on with some of these people in the weather business, not Weather Service, that just try to be heroes and they try to be stars. I've had my time being a star. I don't care about that anymore. I care about you guys. I care about keeping you up to date. I love covering this stuff. I love programming weather radios. I love knowing that you've turned out and you want one because you want to be safer. It's not a guarantee that it's going to keep you completely safe, but it's just some reassurance, if you will. And so there you go. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for watching the Sam channel. And I'll have my regular update coming up. Let's see here. It's about 10 after 3 in about an hour and a half. So close to 5 or so. Take care and God bless.